This is an episode for loan originators who are serious about growth, serious about impact, and serious about building something real. This is not just about closing the next transaction. It's not about surviving the next month. It's not hoping rates do all the heavy lifting for you. I'm talking about building a business, building a name, and building a career that can absolutely make you millions of dollars if you do it the right way. And today, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. How do you make $1 million a year as a mortgage broker or a loan officer? Not how do you get hot for 6 months, or not how do you catch one lucky year, not how do you fake success on social media while your pipeline is held together with duct tape and prayer. I mean the real thing. How do you build an actual $1 million career in this industry? And before we get into the steps, let me just say this right out of the gate. Making millions as an LO is not some mysterious secret. It's not reserved for the loudest person on IG. It's not just the person who started 20 years ago. And it's not just for the person with the richest referral partners, the best comp plan, and some fancy CRM. It comes down to a handful of repeatable behaviors, repeated over a long period of time with discipline. That's it. Humans always want the shortcut. They want the script, the hack, the ad, the magic funnel, the secret sauce, that particular kind of like an Ozempic for your business. Everybody wants to know what to post, what to text, what to say, what automation to build. And yes, I'm sure those things matter. They do. But they're just tools. They're not the actual business. The business is you becoming the kind of professional people trust, remember, refer, and rely on. So if you want to make millions as a loan originator, I want to give you a framework, real steps, real principles, real things you can actually do. I'm Dustin Owen, and this is the DO Show. They don't teach this shit in school, but they should. I'm Dustin Owen, and for the past 20 years, the mortgage industry has been my classroom. I've helped over 2,000 families become homeowners, built $1 billion mortgage operation from scratch, and earned my way into the top 1% of income earners worldwide. Along the way, I became a real estate investor, a business owner, and have invested in over 20 tech startups, even hitting a 20x return on one of my investments. This isn't theory, it's experience. Welcome to the DO Show, where I teach the lessons life taught me the hard way. Let's start with stop thinking like an employee and start operating like a business owner. That's where it all starts. The loan officers who make the most money, they don't think like workers. They think like operators. They think like business owners. Even if they do not own the company, that's their mentality. Even if they are on somebody else's platform, that's their mentality. Even if they have no equity, no branch, no title, no fancy org chart, that's their mentality. They still operate like the CEO of their production. That means they know their numbers. That means they protect their calendar. That means they understand lead flow. That means they track conversion. That means they know where their business comes from. That means they do not wait for motivation. They have standards. A lot of LOs say they want to make $1 million, but they're still operating like somebody who wants to be told what to do next. They're still waiting for the market to improve, waiting for the company to hand them leads, waiting for the perfect partner, waiting for confidence, waiting for certainty. You do not get paid like an owner while you think like an employee. If you want millions, you need to ask yourself better questions, such as, what does my manager want me to do? Not, what is everyone else doing? Not, what is the easiest thing I can do today? Ask this. What would an owner of $1 million mortgage business do today? Well, I'm going to tell you. They would prospect, they would follow up, they would create visibility, they would strengthen relationships, they would sharpen their skills, they would protect their reputation, they would keep promises, they would move with urgency. That mind shift alone changes everything. Now, next up, commit to 2 to 3 years to build this, not 2 to 3 months. This business will absolutely pay you, but it usually does not pay the impatient. One of the biggest mistakes loan officers make is they underestimate how long it takes to become dangerous in this business. Not licensed, not employed. I'm talking dangerous. Dangerous means people know your name. Dangerous means your database actually responds. Dangerous means your referral partners trust you. Dangerous means you can walk into a room and create opportunity. Dangerous means your pipeline is not random anymore. For most people, that does not happen in 90 days. Can people ramp up fast? Sure. Are there outliers? Of course, there's always outliers. But most sustainable success comes from a 2 to 3 year build of consistency, skill, repetition, and trust. That's important because if you think this is supposed to happen instantly, you will quit right before it starts working. You'll change companies too soon. You'll abandon systems too soon. You'll stop posting too soon. You'll stop calling too soon. You'll assume the strategy is broken when really you just have not been around long enough to collect the compounding effect. The first phase is awkward. Yes, that is true. The second phase is slower than you want it. I know that because I lived it. The third phase starts to click. Then one day you realize people are calling you back. Realtors are introducing you. Past clients are referring you. Your name starts getting brought up in rooms that you're not even in. That's when the machine starts to turn. Millions are made when you stay in the game long enough for trust to compound. Step 3, build your business around referral depth, not surface level activity. A lot of LOs are busy, but they're not productive. They talk to everybody, they chase everything, they dabble in every type of lead source. They say yes to every random coffee, they go wide instead of going deep. And then they wonder why the business never really sticks. Top producers understand something simple. A few great relationships are worth more than 100 weak ones. You do not need 500 realtor partners. You need a handful of super strong ones. You do not need everyone to know you. You need the right people to trust you. That means you need to get really intentional about who you build with. You look for full-time professionals who themselves are in growth mode. That's the standard. It's not about who's licensed. It's not about who's nice. It's not about, who's active on IG. This is not just for your market, right? This is full-time professionals in growth mode. Those are the people building. Those are the people learning. Those are the people reinvesting. Those are the people trying to expand. Those are the people who will appreciate a real partner. If someone is complacent, inconsistent, sloppy, or half in the game, that relationship is going to drain you. You'll spend all your energy trying to drag them uphill. But growth-minded professionals, those are your people. So here's the practical move. Make a target list. That target list may have several hundred on it. And by several, typically 150 to 250. Pick ideal partners, realtors, financial planners, more realtors, home builders, attorneys, divorce attorneys, CPAs, more realtors, HR leaders, whoever makes sense in your market. Then find the ones to go deep with. You may started with 150. You may even started with 250, but you're looking for 25 to 30. That's all it really takes, but it's 25 to 30 of the right ones. With those 25 or 30, you're going to study them. You're going to follow them. You're going to support them. You're going to comment on their content. You're going to send them real opportunities. You're going to meet with them consistently. You're going to refer them. You're going to invite them to something useful. Stay visible, stay relevant, stay consistent. Don't just check in. Be a partner. Bring value. The next step is becoming known for something. If I ask the average LO what they want to be known for, I usually get a very safe answer. Service, communication, helping people, being available. And all that's well and good. But let's be honest, that's the floor. That's not the difference maker. Everybody says that. If you want to make millions, you need market identity. You need a clear reason people remember you, describe you, and refer you. Maybe you are the renovation loan person. Maybe you are the condo expert. Maybe you are the first-time buyer educator. Maybe you are the VA home loan expert. Maybe you're the physician loan expert. Maybe you are the self-employed borrower specialist. Maybe you are the local content machine. Maybe you are the lender who dominates one community, one niche, one relationship ecosystem. But if you need something, generalists can definitely survive. But clear specialists, they get remembered. And look, even if you do a broad mix of loans, your brand still needs an angle. What do people associate you with? When your name comes up, what do they say? That question actually matters more than your logo, more than your headshot, more than your slogan, because if the market cannot categorize you, it will ignore you. Next on my list is this. For those $1 million originators, use content to scale trust, not to chase vanity. This is where a lot of people get distracted. They think content is about going viral. It's not. For a mortgage broker, content is about accelerating trust at scale. It's about letting people experience your expertise before they ever meet you. It's about making referral partners more confident in sending you business. It's about showing consumers that you can make a complicated process feel simple. It's about staying top of mind without manually calling every person in your database every single week, like some kind of exhausted telemarketer from 2004. Content is leverage, but only if it is useful. Educational content, perspective content, market clarity, myth busting, behind the scenes success stories, common mistakes, process explanations, realtor collaboration content, community-based content, all that works. What doesn't work? Posting like an influencer with no point, posting quotes nobody asked for, posting generic rate updates with no context, posting just to prove you are alive. If your content does not help, clarify, educate, inspire, or position, it's all noise. And remember this, you do not need your content to make everyone like you. You need your content to make the right people trust you. That's the whole game. Next on my list of things to do is tell stories, because stories move people. Facts matter, guidelines matter, strategy matters, but stories sell. People do not remember your bullet points. They remember the family you helped. They remember the deal you saved. They remember the realtor partnership you built. They remember the first-time buyer who thought they had no shot and now they own a home. They remember the investor who needed a creative path. They remember the self-employed borrower whose tax returns looked messy until you showed them the path forward. Stories create emotional memory. And if you do not have your own story yet, tell a we story. Tell the story from your team. Tell the story about someone that you know in the industry. Tell a story of a lesson you learned. Tell the story of what you are seeing in the market. Tell the story of another professional doing it the right way. Just become a better storyteller. Because an LO that can explain, frame, and communicate clearly will always beat the LO who technically knows the answer but cannot deliver it in a way that people remember. That brings us to step 7. Build a daily routine that wins before motivation is required. The higher the producer, the more boring the truth gets. There's usually not some sexy secret sauce. There's rhythm, there's routine, there's repetition, there's discipline. Top producers usually have structure. They know when they prospect. They know when they follow up. They know when they work on partner development. They know when they create content. They know when they review pipeline. They know when they work on themselves. I can tell you who's a top producer just by looking at their calendar. It's not chaos. It's all productivity because it's all scheduled. If you want to make millions, you need a weekly operating rhythm. Here's a simple framework. Monday, you do pipeline review, referral partner follow-ups. Tuesdays, you're doing outbound prospecting and appointments. Wednesday, you're creating content and nurturing your database. Thursday, it's all about developing new partnerships. And Fridays is when you're going to do your gratitude and you're going to prep for the next week. Every day needs non-negotiables. A minimum number of conversations, a minimum number of follow-ups, a minimum number of touches, a minimum number of asks, of talk-tos, a minimum standard of just visibility. It's not because you're a robot. It's because professionals do not leave income to mood. Next up is becoming an active learner forever. The moment a professional starts acting like they know it all is when they start fading. The best producers in this business are usually still learning. They read, they listen, they attend events, they sit in rooms with other killers, they hire coaches, they take notes, they ask questions, they stay curious. That is one of the biggest differences between mediocre and elite. Average people learn until they are competent. Top producers learn because they are committed. They are not trying to prove they already know enough. They're trying to keep growing. And this matters more than ever because the market changes, platforms change, consumer behavior changes, referral dynamics change, technology changes, compliance, yeah, that changes. Expectations are going to change. If you stop learning, the market will eventually embarrass you. So build a personal growth stack, a few books a quarter, a few podcasts each week, a few events each year. One room where you are not the smartest person, one coach or mentor who can challenge you. That right there, that's going to separate you faster than most people realize. Leading us to step 9, which is protect your reputation like it prints money. Because, well, it does. Your brand is not what you say. It is what people say after working with you. And in mortgage, your reputation is one of the few assets that compounds beautifully if you protect it. Speed matters, accuracy matters, follow-through matters, expectation setting matters, owning mistakes matters. Do not overpromise. Do not disappear in hard transactions. Do not get cute with communication. Do not make referral partners chase you. Do not act smooth when you should be honest. The LO who tells the truth early earns more trust than the one who delivers a pretty lie. A lot of careers stall because the person is trying so hard to get the deal that they damage the relationship. But if you think long term, you play differently. You realize one saved relationship can be worth more than one saved loan. You realize a clean reputation creates future referrals. You realize consistency is a form of marketing. You realize being dependable is profitable. As you follow along and you count at home, you realize we're getting to step 10. Understand that millions come from multiplication, not heroics. This is a big one. You do not make millions by being heroic once in a while. You make millions by multiplying the right things. More trust, more conversations, more repeat business, more referral partners, more visibility, more applications, more conversations, more years in the game, more skill, more leverage, and over time, you stop being the person who must create every opportunity manually. Your content creates opportunities. Your reputation creates opportunities. Your partners, they create opportunities for you. Your database creates opportunities. Your systems will create opportunities. Your team will build opportunities and create opportunities. That is when the business starts to feel different. You are no longer waking up every month trying to survive. You are operating an engine. And for the LO listening right now, let me tell you something important. You do not need to become a completely different person. You do not need to fake being louder. You do not need to pretend to be somebody you are not. You do not need to chase every platform. You do not need to copy the biggest name in your market. You just need to become more disciplined, more focused, more valuable, and more consistent than you are right now. Listen, nothing changes if nothing changes. Here's your practical action plan. If you want to make millions as a mortgage loan originator, start here. First, define your business owner standards. What are your weekly numbers? What are your non-negotiables? What are you tracking? Second, choose your ideal referral ecosystem. Who exactly are you building with? Who is in growth mode? Who deserves your time? Third, clarify your identity. What do you want to be known for? Why you? What's your angle? Fourth, build your weekly rhythm. Prospecting, follow-up, content, relationship development, learning, review. Fifth, commit to visibility. Not random posted, but strategic trust building. Sixth, sharpen your storytelling. Learn to communicate your value through examples, not just features. Seventh, stay in growth mode yourself. Keep learning, keep improvement, keep showing up. And eighth, give it time. Do not judge a real strategy by a fake timeline. And my final thought, making millions as an originator is not about being the smartest person in the room. It's about becoming the most trusted, the most consistent, the most intentional, the most growth-minded, the most dependable, the most valuable. That's what wins. It's not one giant leap. It's 1,000 disciplined small steps. So if you're sitting there today wondering whether this business can still change your life, the answer is yes, but it won't happen accidentally. It will happen because you decide to stop dabbling, stop drifting, stop waiting, and start operating like the professional you say you want to be. That's the path. And if you do that long enough, with enough clarity, enough discipline, enough visibility, enough heart, this business can absolutely make you millions. Y'all, thanks for tuning into the DO Show. If you like this episode, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want to go deeper and learn how to build a real mortgage business with the right structure, systems, coaching, accountability, do this. Head over to our website. It's tloponline.com. That's TLOP online.com, and learn more about the 3 different ways that we can invest in your future success by joining one of our coaching solutions.